2 houses down. I know that family. They know.
They know up here.
I don't know. I'll let them know.
You know, I mean, you know, one of those kids doesn't want to walk by. Is it something like that? We can't have it like this. I mean, good news. The good news is that it doesn't fall down.
Yeah.
This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 1996 Meadow, Brook Court, Thousand Oaks, California, 91362. Today is July 23rd, 2020. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch ABS cleanout located in the garage. And this is our 4-inch ABS cleanout. And we're just in front of the washer and dryer. This is our garage area here. This is out towards the front of the property. And we went ahead and zeroed out our camera here. And we're going to go ahead and begin our video sewer inspection. We're dropping down black ABS sewer pipe. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn. It does appear to be a long length of black ABS sewer pipe, approximately 20 feet between the joint. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Continue to push out. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And those joints appear to be fair condition. A little bit of a gap in that joint there. They didn't seat this joint properly, as you can see here in this area. We're just going to go ahead and it does, as I pull back here, it does appear very difficult to tell. When I get back to the office, I can blow this up and take a really good look at it. But if you look right around the 9 o'clock area, it does appear to either a little bit of a gap there. Again, very difficult to tell. So again, once I get back to the office, I can blow this up and take a really good look at it. We're going to continue to push out. As we push out, transitioning into what appears to be vitreous clay. And as you can see, we do have a fairly large offset in this transition. This offsets from about the 2 o'clock area all the way around to about the 9 o'clock area. And we'll go ahead and go up and over that. Continue to push out. And again, we do have another fairly large offset from about the 9 o'clock all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. And as you can see, it had shifting in a downward motion. There, a little bit of a gap at the top. I'm going to go ahead and continue to push out. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. Continue to push out. A little bit of an offset in this joint here from about the 3 o'clock to about the 7 o'clock area. You can see there a little bit of the neoprene band showing. And again, go ahead and continue to push out. And we do have a break in that joint there. As you can see, we do have a break in the joint there. And it does appear to be concrete. It does appear that we transitioned to the concrete sewer pipe. And as you can see in the joint there, we do have a fairly large gap in that joint there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And then once we get to our city sewer tie-in, we'll pull back and we'll mark these areas. And as you can see, we do have a break in that joint as well. Right there, right about the 3 o'clock. And so we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, it does appear that we do have a break in these joints as well. Right about the 4 o'clock area and about the 7 o'clock area. You can see the holes there on this side of the pipe. And we're just going to again continue to push out. And again, as you can see, we do have a break here in this joint as well. And as you can see on the right hand side, it does appear that we do have a crack running along the right-hand side there in the concrete, right about the 3 o'clock area. You can see it's broke there. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, this line is right here around the 3 o'clock area, and about the 7 o'clock area you can see a fairly large break in those areas as well. We're just going to push out, and we drop down into our city sewer tie. And we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area. We're just out in the middle of the street, And I did place an orange dot at 8 foot, 7 inches deep. What we're going to do is we're just going to pull back. We're going to take a look at
I'm more Irish than French.
the concrete joints as we pull back, and then what we'll do is we'll pull back to the transition from vitreous clay to concrete, and we'll mark that area. And as we pull back, we can see that the joints in the concrete sewer piping do appear to have breaks in the joints. As you can see there, right around 3 o'clock, you have a fairly large hole. So I'm going to pause here for one moment. Okay, as I mentioned, I went ahead and pushed all the way out into the city sewer, and we are going to place a little orange dot in the street. We're at about 8 foot, 11 inches deep. And what I did is I just went over some of the joints, made the homeowner aware of some of the joints here that we do have some breaks in the concrete piping. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And what we'll do is we'll pull back, and as you can see, we do have some cracks and breaks in the concrete piping, and there's joints right in the saddle area, as you can see. And we do have a crack running along the right-hand side of the pipe, right around the 3 o'clock area. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as you can see, this joint as well. Most of the joints in the concrete piping do have a crack or a break in the joint. As we continue to pull back, we'll take a look at each joint. And what we'll do is we'll pull back to the transition to where it transitions to vitreous clay, and we'll mark that area. And as you can see, we do have a break in this joint as well. Again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as you can see, we do have a fairly large hole in that joint there as well. And we'll continue to pull back. And as you can see, we do have a fairly large break in this joint as well. And we transition back into vitreous clay sewer piping. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and locate this area. And as you can see, it does appear here, as we pull back slowly here, we do have a crack in this transition. As you can see there, right about the 7 o'clock area, you can see the crack that runs up. And it does appear to run up and up to about the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock area. So what we'll do is we're just going to push this point. We're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just to the left of the driveway in the artificial grass turf area, and we did mark it with an orange flag at 10 foot, 11 inches deep. And we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back, take a good look at our vitreous clay, and we got a little bit of an offset in that joint there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back, take a good look at these joints. And again, a little minor offset in that joint as well. What we'll do is we'll pull back and we'll mark our transition. This is a fairly large offset in this joint here. And as you can see, we do have an offset from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around up through the top to about the 3 o'clock area. And this is in a downward motion here. As you can see, it's dropping down into it. So you won't get any stoppages in this area. Continue to pull back. And we do make our transition here, and we do have a fairly large offset in this transition as well. As you can see, we do have a offset from about the 2 o'clock all the way around to about the 9 o'clock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back just a little bit farther and to this area here. And as you can see, we do have, it does appear that this, very difficult to tell, but it does appear that we do have a gap in this joint. I don't know if possibly the fitting has a break, a crack in the fitting. But what we'll do is we're gonna mark this area, and we'll mark this area. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Again, we just went over this with the homeowner, and as we pull back here, we did make a suggestion of possibly making the repairs from this area here, starting from this area here, and possibly pipe bursting from this point all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. And so we went ahead and marked these areas. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and pull back. And again, as I mentioned, I did mark this area on the left-hand side of the walkway, closest to the sidewalk as you approach the front door at 2 foot 11 inches deep. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And all the rest of the line all appeared to be black ABS sewer pipe. Long lengths of black ABS sewer pipe. Again, probably approximately 20 feet between joints. And pull back. Make a little bit of a turn. And we're going to pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.